Thank you so much for joining me today on the Path of Ascension Humility. We will be doing Craven Corinth on Humility with Kleia. So you're going to come over here to Craven Corinth. You come over here to Humility. I've already chosen Kleia and I took the Ring of Warding. We are doing this with braziers up. So for this fight, let me explain his abilities here first. So Craven Corinth has basically 4 abilities. 2 of them are passives. The first ability, of course, is he does Fan of Desolation. He will teleport here to the center, and he'll do lines of blood out from him for the first 2 casts of it. And you want to go into the safe zones. If it hits you, it's pretty much going to be game over. You're not going to have the health to survive the rest of the fight. The third cast of it will take about 75%. There will be a safe zone about 25%. You want to use your jump to get into that, and you want to make it sure that it's a distance that's close enough so that way you can slow him with your Leap of Faith. And I'll explain on why on that once we get to that. The second ability he does is he summons an anima orb and starts consuming it, and I'll explain how that works here, so that way you can DPS it the quickest you can. So if you're standing here, it will always go to the furthest pillar away from you. So if you're here, it will not be these 2, it will be this one. If you're here, it will be over here. So that way you kind of know where to go. When I was standing here, when I was testing it, he'd normally go right about here. You want to jump as close as you can to him, once again, to slow him down as you kill the orb as well. His third and fourth abilities is, of course, as he moves around, he will leave an AoE, an area of effect spell that is kind of like a blood effect on the ground. You do not want to be in that. It does a lot of damage to you and will chew through you very quickly. The fourth ability, he will summon orbs that kind of float around. They're not too big. It's kind of an area kind of about this size. And it will move around kind of in an area of about yay big. It's not too much of an area. But if it gets you, it will do damage and slow you, which you don't want to do. So you want to make sure to avoid that. Now, what we'll be doing for this strategy is I took the Ring of Warding. And the reason I took that is when we first start the fight, I'm going to jump to right about here to slow him down. I'm going to backpedal away from the center a little bit, and then I'm going to use my Ring of Warding. So that will bounce him away from me, and because my range is better than the bounce, I'll be able to continue to DPS him just like that without him being able to really get to me, and I don't have to move around so much. So that way, once he teleports in the center, I'm pretty much in the center with him. So that way I can get as close as I need to and continue DPSing him like so. So then that way I can maximize my damage during that phase, and once he does his third cast, I'm going to jump to the safe spot far enough away that my Leap of Faith hits him and slows him so I can backpedal during that phase. So that way I have enough time, I'll have my Leap of Faith up for his Anima Orb, which I'll leap to and of course be close enough so that way I can slow him down again. I'm going to kite him around until my Ring of Warding comes back up. And then, of course, I'm going to use that to keep him from me. And by then, we should have our Archon's Blessing up for his final Fan of Desolation, which will allow us to finish him. You do want to be careful on that first Ring of Warding here. Do not get the center because you'll bounce him off of it. And it makes his lines of blood really weird on the ground. It won't be the same placements that you're used to. And he'll be out of position. It's kind of weird. If you can work with it, go for it. But then that way, you don't have to go catch up to his new location. And then, of course, DPS him with our Ascended Strike. Keep Keen Insight up. You won't really be retaliating against much because lots won't hit him. But for the few that do get through. And, of course, keep your Leap of Faith on him on those phases where I told you. And, of course, Ring of Warding when you can. When he's not slowed, and that way you can minimize the damage he's going to do. Because a lot of his damage that's going to be coming through in this fight is, of course, going to be from his melee. But just like I did, make sure you ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure to follow or subscribe whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. That way we don't have to worry about those orbs being on me. Whoop, let's not get hit. And that is Craven Corinth. As long as you can get that last phase right with his Fan of Desolation and not get hit by it 5 times in a row, you're good.